Hello guys, today we are going to understand how the interpolation technique can be used to find out internal rate of return. Friends, you are aware that internal rate of return is that discounting factor. If we apply it to internal cash inflows which are arising in the future, then the total of present value of all the cash inflows will be exactly equal to the total of cash outflows or total of present value of all cash outflows. To understand how to apply interpolation technique, we have taken one very simple question in which we have purchased a Xerox machinery by spending rupees 2 lakh. And by using this Xerox machinery, we are going to earn 60,000 rupees for 4 consecutive years. Now, in order to bring simplicity, we are ignoring the impact of depreciation as well as taxation. And also we are ignoring the operational expenses. Now here, what would be the internal rate of return? To begin with, I would advise you please carry a CT512 Citizen or similar type of calculator which is having a GT function. So if you are going to market and if you are willing to purchase calculator, and if you are a financial management student or strategic financial management students, then it is better you need to purchase that calculator which is having GT function. So I am also using the same calculator. Now to begin with, what I need to do is that I need to select any random number as a discounting factor. For instance, I have taken 10%. I will simply divide 1 by 1.10. Now why 1.10? 1 is a constant over here, and 1 out of 1.10, 1 point is also a constant. This 0.10, which is a decimal figure, is equal to the 10%. So if you convert 10%, then it will be 0.10. I am adding 1 into it, so 1.10. So I hope you are understanding 1 divided by 1.10. After this, immediately press is equal to button for 4 times. Why 4 times? Because the cash inflow is going to occur for 4 consecutive years at the end of every year. Thereafter, press GT button from your calculator. You will get the PVIFA of 10% discounting factor. Here I have already calculated this figure, and that has derived as 3.169865. Multiply this PVIFA with 60,000, which is yearly occurring or yearly earned revenue. I would get 1,90,191. So put it in a systematic way. What I am doing is that I am keeping 10% in the beginning. I am keeping PVIFA. Thereafter, I am multiplying this PVIFA with 60,000, and then thereafter I am getting the similar figure, that is 1,90,191. But now here the calculation has not ended, because 1,90,191 is not equal to 2 lakh, and I need 2 lakh. Now 1,90,191 is lower than 2 lakh, so I need to carry out the same steps again with different discounting factor. Now here the logic is, if you need figure more than this, then you need to reduce the number from 10. So on the safer side, I have kept a gap of 5%, and now what I am doing is that I am following the same steps, but instead of 0.10, what I would be doing is that 1 divided by 1.05. Once again I will press the button of is equal to for 4 times, and then I would get 3.545951 as a PVIFA. Then thereafter I will multiply it by 60,000. I am getting another figure, that is 2,12,757. Now this is also not equal to 2 lakh. But the thing is that if you look at this, if you observe these two figures, you will come to know one figure is, that is 1,91,91 is lower than 2 lakh and another one is more than 2 lakh. So here, and our target is to reach 2 lakh. So what I can do is that I can apply the logic of interpolation. So to apply logic of interpolation, please observe these two figures very carefully. I would say that at x%, if I take x% as a discounting factor, and if I apply and if I derive the PVIFA and if I multiply it with 60,000, then the value will be 2 lakh. But this x% is not known to me. So what I can simply do is, I will take a gap between these two, 10% minus 5%. Now 10% minus 5%, 10 minus 5, obviously it will be 5. And then I will take a difference between these two. 1,90,191 minus 212,757. Obviously the answer will be negative 1. So I am taking negative answer as is. Thereafter I am subtracting x from 10. So 10 minus x, and once again I am subtracting 1,90,000, subtracting 2 lakh from 1,90,191. So once again I am getting another figure, that is also a negative 1. What I would do now is that ignore these two calculations over here, this part. Okay. I will try to carry out a cross multiplication over here. So if you do the cross multiplication over here, that is minus 9809 multiplied by this 5, which I am keeping it on this side, and on the other side what I am doing is that 10 minus x into minus 384. Now there is a sign of into in between these two. What I can do is that I can just simply put the sign of, so that you will not get confused. Okay. So now the thing is, what I need to do is, I need to once again go further. So what I simply did is that I had a figure like this, minus 9809 into 5. Then I brought in this figure, it was in multiplication, so now I am bringing this figure on the other side, it will be divided. So now multiplied figure will form a quotient. If I solve this, I will get an answer as 2.1910. Now this is a positive figure, because on the numerator we are having minus, as well as on the denominator we are having minus. So this minus and minus will be wiped out, and you will get 2.1910 as your answer. Now 2.1910 is equal to 10 minus x. So what I am doing is that I am flipping the sides. I am bringing the x on this side, so the negative sign of x will now turn into a positive sign. Now this 2.1910 is also positive. When I am bringing it on this side, on opposite side, it will turn into a negative figure. So now 10 minus 2.1910 is equal to x. So the value of x is 7.809, which is my discounting factor. So if I am assuming this discounting factor, then my next step will be, I need to do a re-verification. So what I would do is that I would once again go to this step 1 divided by 1.07809. I will follow the steps once again and I will try to find out a PVIFA. Now here I have got a PVIFA of 3.3263, which I multiplied with 60,000. I will get an answer of 1,99,578. Now obviously there is a little difference between 2 lakh and 1,99,578, which is somewhere around 400. But I can ignore this. The reason is that we have rounded off the figure when we were doing the calculations. So with this, you have got a figure which is almost similar to 2 lakh. So I can say that IRR is 7.809. So your internal rate of return is somewhere around 7.809. It can be little fractional, it can be 7.81 and so on. So if I try to do it by 7.81, so I would say that the amount is somewhere around 7.80. For a better result, I can go further with the permutation and combination, and I can find out that the exact rate of interest will be somewhere ranging between 7.72 to 7.76. So for that I need to literally do a best permutation and combination, and I can find it out with the exact figure. But at BMS level or BFM level, I don't think that they will need such accuracy. So we can accept this answer as the correct answer and we can offer you the marks. So I hope you people have understood how to calculate it on calculator. It's a matter of hardly 2 or 3 minutes if it really takes time. But once you are expert in it, then what you need to do is that you need to just put these 3 figures on the paper. Rest all is a calculator work. So if it is asked for 1 mark even for fill in the blanks, don't be afraid of with this much calculations, because if you are very much correct on your approach, then you would not make a mistake. Thank you very much. Hope you would understand this, and I wish you all the best. Happy learning.